right. Hello, Facebook friends. This is Dr. Mike Chua. Yes, I am your physical therapist. If you are watching live, please comment live. If you're watching on the replay, please comment replay. Because we want to know if you are really watching on the replay. We just want to know. Today, I miss you, ladies and gentlemen. I miss you because last Tuesday, I was with, what's his name? Javier Carlin. And then we were actually doing the healthcare business university or whatever. But thank you very much. If you are watching live, please comment live. And if you are watching on the replay, please comment replay. I see Mr. Jimmy McKay. Oh gosh, ladies and gentlemen, you gotta watch. You gotta follow Mr. Jimmy McKay. If you haven't seen or heard or whatever, follow his podcast, guys. You gotta follow Mr. Jimmy McKay's podcast. Why? Because I watch and listen to his podcast. It's just amazing. I learn a lot from him, especially the PT Pintcast and the other one, the NPTE Studycast. I am learning a lot from that Studycast, Mr. Jimmy McKay. Thank you very much for all you do, sir. Good evening. All right. So we're gonna just stop that music. But today we got a special guest. But before we go to our special guest, I just would like to say this special quote that we have for today. If you can see that, type in. You can see it. If you don't, I'm so sorry. But if you can see that and read it, go ahead and say I can see it. But this is so important, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. You can't start the next chapter in your life if you keep rereading the last one. Let me say that again. You cannot start the next chapter in your life if you keep rereading. Gosh, that's so hard. You keep rereading the last one. Ladies and gentlemen, in order for you to move on forward on your next chapter in life, you gotta, yes, you've read it already, but stop rereading the past. Stop reliving the failure. Yes, there were glory days during that time. There were good times that time. But guess what? In order for us to be able to move on and create our next chapter in life, you gotta start moving forward. You gotta move and flip that page. You gotta move and flip that page. Just like this book, you cannot go to the next chapter if you keep on going back to the last chapter and you just there. You gotta move and flip that page. If you can hear and listen to that, flip that page. Oh gosh, Mr. Captain David D. Bailiff is watching live. Thank you very much, Captain D. I really appreciate you. Hey guys, if you haven't watched Captain D, you got to subscribe to his channel. He is the mobile PT guy, the uncaged clinician, ladies and gentlemen. You got to check that out. But again, this episode is brought to you by 80% is Good Enough, sponsored by Aaron LeBauer. Aaron LeBauer, I saw, got his shirt. 80%. That's your productivity, ladies and gentlemen. No, it means 80% of your effort is good enough. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect, ladies and gentlemen. When you're starting a business, guess what? It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to have all the resources in the world. All you need to do is just take action. All you need is to take action. Speaking of taking action, Captain David Bailiff is going to take some notes for tonight. Guys, you got to take some notes tonight because our guest for tonight is actually really awesome. And speaking of that, again, let me go back to our sponsor for today, Mr. Aaron LeBauer Coffee. I'm not going to drink his coffee tonight, but it's the Rice and Grind Blend by Aaron LeBauer. All right, again, thank you very much for watching. Appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen. But our guest for tonight, let me go to her bio here. Our special guest for tonight is actually Mitch Romero, but we're going to ask her how she spells her name. It's just crazy. It's like Mithushielah Katerina, whatever, Romero. She is actually a physical therapist, and she has an MBA not National Basketball League. It's MBA, Masters of whatever you call that. And then MHA. You know what MHA? We're going to ask her what MHA means. And then she's got 15 years of experience as a travel physical therapist, and has served as a director of rehab. Oh gosh, this is scary. You know, she's like a boss, right? Like MBA, MHA, PT, or whatever. And she has different experiences, you know, when it comes to therapy field. And she has worked in Indiana. Spell that, ladies and gentlemen. Connecticut. Yep, you spell that. Massachusetts. Oh gosh, all these crazy states. It's so hard to spell, right? Indiana, right? Connecticut, Massachusetts. And the last state is New York. New York. Don't ask me to spell those, ladies and gentlemen. And then she obtained her MBA, Masters in Business Administration, and Masters in Healthcare Administration in 2010. Oh gosh, this is a very smart lady. Very smart lady. Oh, David said Masters in Health Administration. There you go. Thank you very much, Captain D, for reminding me what that is, right? Mitch actually had the courage to quit her full-time job and go full-time to build her agency home-based business. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we need. Sometimes we just have to let go. Sometimes we just have to learn how to, what you call this, cross the bridge and burn that bridge. I hope that's not what she's going to tell us, but sometimes that's what we're going to do. You know, she had the courage to quit her job. I didn't. I had to be fired in order for me to start my own business. God had to push me on my next level because he had to fire me. And she didn't have to be fired. She had the courage, ladies and gentlemen, to build her own business. So Mitch right now is working as a living benefit specialist. I hope it's living, right? Not the dead, right? Who aims to protect the families in the event of unexpected losses, disability, or illnesses. She has created, listen to this, ladies and gentlemen, successful career with her main goal, protecting families and bringing peace of mind to everyone she touches. I hope she touches me today. Oh, Mitch, touch me today here in my forehead like that. No, that's not how we do it. So tune in today to Mitch so she could teach us how she converted her dream to have a home-based reality. Again, Mitch, come on over. There you go, sister. Please tell us where you're from. What do you do? And please help us find our alternative career, sister.
Hi, good evening, guys. Can you hear me, Mike? Loud
I
and
can hear you
clear.
well. I was drinking my
Thank you.
special water.
I can see that. You make me sound like I'm very awesome when you say, those big words.
Well, of course,
Um,
yes, you are.
Sometimes
Aren't you not awesome? You know, I mean,
yeah,
just your name itself is
oh,
actually
yes.
amazing. I
Thank
mean, I
you.
guess it's courtesy of your mom or your parents, you know.
Yes, yes.
I mean, what does
Um,
your name mean? Mithushielah? I mean, is that a Hebrew
um,
name
yes,
or?
it is.
Oh,
It's
really?
actually
Oh, wow.
Mithushielah, and it is a Hebrew name in the Bible. My mom is actually the one who gave it to me, and it's a guy in the Bible, Methuselah or Methuselah. It's actually Abraham and Noah's descendant or ascendants.
So is this going to be a
So
Bible study now?
it's
Just kidding.
something like that. Yes, they thought I was gonna be a guy, because there was no ultrasound way back when. This was, 79. So
Oh gosh,
they're
are you that
thinking,
old? You don't look like that old.
thank
Mhm.
you. But
You look like
yeah,
you're
my
just born 1980.
you're gonna make me cough. Yeah, so and obviously my mom wanted me to become a girl, so they made it Mithushielah. So and then it became
Mm.
Mithushielah Katrina Olanio Romero. So my
Oh
my
gosh.
passport was so long in the Philippines. When I became a citizen here and I got my social security, I said I'm gonna take out some of those names because it didn't fit. The
Do you have a
Mithush
big social security card, like a big check
it
like
couldn't
that?
fit. So my
Oh,
first name alone was 13 letters. So that's all it could fit, and then Romero. So I had to cut all the other names out of my social security.
oh
So now
gosh.
everybody knows me as Mitch. Funny thing is, when I first started here, my traveling company would just say, "We'll send you Mitch, our physical therapist." So they're all expecting a Mitch. Mitch here in the States is a guy. They're all
Yeah.
expecting a 6'2" Mitch to come into their facilities, lift their patients out of the bed into the wheelchair. And then here I
Mhm.
come. Hi, I'm Mitch. I was barely 100 pounds way back when. This was 15 years
Mhm.
ago. I could see their expression. They wanted to send me back. Send us Mitch. You promised us a Mitch, not a midge, not a midget. And I'm 5'2", barely 100 pounds. So nobody wanted to really see me. And like, get me the therapist. I'm your therapist. So that was
Well, at
my
least it's letter
experience.
M, not letter B.
Yes, I have a joke for that too.
Oh, is
Bec-
it?
yeah,
See, we think alike, right? We think alike.
I
So
think
going
so.
back to your name, so how do you say it again?
Mithushielah.
Mithushielah. Oh gosh,
Yes.
you mentioned about that. My oldest, my oldest, my youngest daughter. We wanted to have a boy, and we declared that she's gonna be a boy. So we started naming her Isaiah,
Okay.
but she came out, beautiful girl, and so we just had to change the S to a Z. So we call her Isaiah now. So it's
Oh.
probably what happened to you too. So right.
I think so. I think
Hmm.
so. My mom would always say, I'm the one who always named you because we all thought it was my grandfather who's all about the Bible. So that's the
Wow.
whole story about my name.
Oh wow. Well, tell us about your journey right now. Having an MBA slash an MHA, and like Captain D said, Masters in Health Administration. Thank you very much for reminding me, Captain D. MHA, Masters in Health Administration. So, what prompted you from being a physical therapist to getting an MBA and MHA? What prompted you to do that, sister?
Well, I started out as a physical therapist and I was a traveling therapist, right? So I saw that in every center that I've been to, like there was so much waste and so many rules and regulations out there, but it does not benefit the patient. So I said, I better be in a position to change these rules, change these policies. And one of a good friend of mine said, maybe Mitch, you're meant to be a manager. And I was like, my God, I'm no manager. I don't want to lead these people who are lazy. I don't want to even go to the job sometimes. But little did I know, MBA and MHA really was something that was interesting to me because it actually dealt with a lot of things, not just the financial aspect, but actually a lot about leadership. And I didn't even know at that time that I was going to be doing what I'm doing right now, that I would be leading teams. So at that time, all I wanted to do was, change one aspect in the healthcare system. Maybe that I could be, helping someone or somebody, change a policy. So in 2010, when I finished it, I started looking for leadership and management positions. So that's what created my need for the MBA and MHA. I said, if I'm going to become a manager, I might as well know how to do this job. So very ambitious for a 28-year-old at that time.
Oh wow, that is amazing. So where did you finish? Where did you get your MBA and MHA?
Ashford University, it was all online, but a lot of people have told me that, oh, the way you're talking about the MBA and the MHA program is very different. I think the way I learned it, I saw it not just I think because at that time, remember the .com and bubble bust, there was so much talk about ethics. When 2008 hit and a lot of companies closed down, the financial world that we thought was very stable closed down. There was the market for the real estate also closed down. So there was a lot of talk about ethics. And that's the one thing that I know is very different when I finished my MBA. They were talking about, not just the legal things. Yes, it is legal to do this, but is it really the right thing to do? So that's what I got most out of that MBA and MHA actually.
Oh wow! Oh wow! That's a great story there. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are still watching live, please comment live. Watching on replay, please comment replay. You got to listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of us here in our group, in our alternative healthcare career group, I would always, approve posts like, I want to get my MBA, I want to get my MHA. Is it really gonna help me, or is it gonna help me get a job or whatever? Did it really help you improve your influence and impact when you went back to school, Mitch?
I would say yes, yes. Not just as a physical therapist. It actually made my decision making so much better. Because the way I look at it this way, before I took my MBA, and some people would think it's a very expensive learning, but there's so much information out there. But for you to be able to understand which is the legitimate information, where are you getting that information from? A lot of times people are getting their information from the wrong sources. Oh, that's, a scam, that's a hoax, that's a conspiracy theory. But where does this information come from? That's what I'm bringing to the table. When I finished my MBA, actually, I've learned to like filter out what are the true things out there. You can never always be sure, but first things first, if your information is coming from the wrong source, you're not going to get information about health from, a vendor, just a vendor or selling something. You're going to get your information from somebody like a physical therapist and a doctor yourself, right? But nowadays, you can just Google it. Oh, then you're a doctor. Do you get what I'm saying, Mike?
That is so true. That is so true. And then I would like to add on that, ladies and gentlemen. Again, if you are watching live on our group, please type in live. But I would like to add into that. When you're going to an MBA class or going to an MHA class, you just don't go there just to learn. You also go there to network. You network with those people inside your class. Why? Because that's how you're going to find your extra job. That classmate that you have in your MBA class. So you got to make sure you go to a class or a school that wherein you can network with those people. Why?
That's
Because
true.
I've met this guy. He's an occupational therapist, and he took his MBA. And guess what? His classmate in that MBA class actually owns one of the biggest nursing home chains here in the States. And guess what he did to that OT guy? He became like the recruiter, the
The,
national recruiter, and he sent him back home to the Philippines. And you know what he's doing there in the Philippines? Recruiting different therapists. And guess what? He's earning US dollars
spending it
living
in
in
the
the
course.
Philippines.
Yes.
The pay rate of an occupational therapist here in the States, and they're living there. Imagine that. So you go, when you get your MHA, when you get your MBA, yes, I always say this is an overrated degree, but when you go there
Hmm.
thinking on a networking attitude, bam, you will get all those influence and impact. Before I keep on
Yes.
going, I see this person here, one of the Facebook user, and I think this is one of our people in the group. It is Divina. What's going on, Divina? I think congratulations on your book. She says here, it does help a lot when you have an extra credentials outside your profession. That is very good. One of the instant way for you to improve your influence and impact is get extra credential. But here's the thing. Speaking of credentials, you can get my certified dementia practitioner thing, my CDP thing. You can get that too. But the easiest way for you to improve your influence and impact is to actually also publish a book like Divina, the one who posted that. So thank you very much for sharing that. And Bridget Olano, I'm assuming this is Mitch's friend. She is so proud of you, sister. So thank
That's
you
my
very much
mom.
for watching. Oh, is that your mom?
Yeah, that's my mom.
Oh, hello,
She'll
mom. Thank
always
you
be my
very much.
number one supporter. Always.
There you go. Thank you very much for giving her a complicated name. So, all right. Thank you very much, mom, for watching. We appreciate you. Let me go back to our next question, Mitch.
Sure.
So after getting your MBA, after getting your MHA, so what was your next step? Were you able to um, obviously you became a director. So what was your experience there?
Um, Actually, after the MBA and MHA, I still went to traveling, but I started looking for a director position, and I actually went from director of position from one facility to the next facility to the next company because I saw that my passion as a physical therapist sometimes does not jive with the culture of what's inside the company. So I always know that I wanted to find somewhere else to put my name on. I always would say I go for what the patients want and what the patients need, actually. What's the medical necessity? That was the one thing that was frustrating me all the time when I was a director. I wanted to do the best thing for the patients. I have therapists that are very good at their jobs, but at the end of the day, sometimes we have to, back off. We can't do what we want to do, what the patient needs. There's just so many red tape, not just the insurance. You have to look at the metrics. You have to look at the productivity and all those things that's combined, and all the other politics, on the day-to-day running of a business, day-to-day running of facility. So that was my journey the last actually 10 years, looking for a company that I could put my name to that say, hey, I am doing what I want to do for these patients, that I'm saying I've done my best for each one of them. So that's why I think I have arrived to where I am right now as a living benefits specialist.
Oh wow. Oh wow. So that is such an amazing story. Mitch, I appreciate you for sharing that. But before we keep on going, let me just keep on going here. So
Sure.
aside from being a living benefits or whatever you call that, I gotta
Yes.
go make a living for a minute here.
HelloNote is a truly therapist-friendly practice management solution with integrated EMR that will enhance workflow, efficiency, and patient care. HelloNote reduces error and allows you to spend more time with your patients. It comes integrated with billing. Claims are generated once a note is completed. You can bill with one click and a patient portal, which streamlines the patient intake process. Beautifully engineered and cloud-based for easy accessibility, the software works on all platforms. You can access patient records from anywhere. We also offer 24/7 support. HelloNote is the practice management solution that you're looking for.
All right, welcome back to Alternative Healthcare Career Show, wherein we interview and where we help you how to improve your influence and impact by finding your alternative career. That was Hello Note. Thank you very much, Hello Note, for that quick video. And yes, this little disclaimer I actually personally use Hello Note for our clinic. It's really amazing. It's so easy to use. Actually, before we went live, I was doing like 2 or 3 notes, and my PTAs they use it too. They say it's easy to use, so I guess it's really easy to use. So today we got our special guest tonight. Her name is Mitch Romero. She is actually a physical therapist that has MBA, MHA, and she's actually a living benefit specialist. So we're going to bring her back here. Mitch, there you are, sister. So again,
Hi.
so now that you are a what you call that, living benefit
Yes.
specialist, what do you do as a living benefit specialist? I mean, obviously a living benefit specialist. So
Yes.
what do you do as a living benefit specialist? I don't know. I mean, I'm just here
It's
to ask people.
it's really for the living. So actually, living benefits is something that's very new. I actually got my life license in Indiana, New York, and Connecticut right now. So it's in the life insurance industry. And I know a lot of people like, wow, my God, Mitch, life insurance. I've heard that. But see, you and I, Mike, we're physical therapists, but every industry evolve every 10, 20 years. So living benefits is something like in the last, I think, 12 or 13 years only. And a lot of people know only living benefits as terminal illness. So what does that mean? What does living benefits mean? So let me give you a little bit of background and history about life insurance. And I'm no expert because I've only been here 5 years, 5 months, but it feels like 5 years, right? But I've been a physical therapist for 15 years. And this is what frustrates me the most when I am treating patients. When I meet patients at the worst time of their lives, they're sick, they're weak, they can't walk, they can't go home. And this doesn't matter if you're 80 years old or 44 years old. It doesn't matter if you have money, if you don't have money. When the insurance cuts you off and you're in a hurry to go back to home, go back to work, and there's somebody depending on you. I've seen people who are 44 years old and very strong crying to me. They want to go back home because they have kids. They need to provide for their kids. But once insurance cuts you off, your short-term disability is only 2 weeks, your long-term disability is not too long. So guess what? They don't have the time to recuperate. So in the last 12, 13, 14 years, I have been praying for this product. I just did not know that it's going to come in the life insurance industry because my own family, we we are a very sickly lot. And when you're still healthy, you can be in the hospital for a week or two and then you're out. But I know for a fact, if my name suggests I'm going to live to be 100 years old, because Methuselah is the longest guy who lived in the Bible, I will be 103, 110, still walking. You've met those, Mike, right? 96-year-old still driving around, barely can see, but parking in 3 spaces. So I know I myself will be out there, 96-year-old, trying to live my life. But I might be running out of money and pension. My insurance will be cutting me off, or worst case scenario, I could be young, like some people you meet, 40-year-old, 30-year-old, lung cancer. They don't even smoke, they don't even drink, live a vegan life. and bam, cancer in their 30s and 40s. They're rich enough that they can't, claim Medicaid, or they're not yet 65 and they cannot be in the Social Security or Medicare. So these people, their savings are gone overnight. So when I met this company, National Life Group and Premier Financial Alliance, when I saw what they're doing for ordinary people like you and me, I said, this is it. This is what I want to do. I want to attach my name, my MBA, my MHA, my 15 years experience as a PT to this company. I want everybody to know that there's a living benefits there that's attached to a life insurance. They are still evolving and it's in the very early process. I want to be part of that. I want to be part of that evolution of this living benefits. Because guess what? Life insurance has been around for over 150 years. Some of the oldest companies here are 175 years, right? But living benefits is something very new in the life insurance industry. And bet you what, I want to be part of that evolution so that we can avail of the benefits. Because guess what? Healthcare, with COVID happening, I know it's scary out there for everyone. But in March, when I got pulled out from my job, this company, this group of people that I'm working with right now, and this is why I'm very passionate sharing this. They showed me that there's another way to help people. Yes, I'm a physical therapist, but now I also want to protect, ordinary people like you and me, like you, Mike, like me, that yes, there is a living benefits there that we can avail while we are healthy and while we are young. Because if we survive 40 years, another 50 years, who knows what's going to happen? We don't even know what's going to happen in the next year or so, right? So that's why I took the courage to speak up now, because I don't know what's going to happen the next day or the next. I really wasn't too ready yet to do this, but I said, if I don't do this and speak up for everybody, because not everybody has heard of living benefits the way I've heard it with this company. So that's my whole spiel about that. Sorry, I get into a but I'm talking about it.
It's actually cool. You mentioned about COVID. I don't know if you guys know, I got the COVID too several months ago, and right there and then I started contacting my insurance and everything, getting on. Why did when I said COVID, you were started backing up? So, well, anyway, let me drink. I think just a real cough there, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, I can hear you, Mike. I called my insurance in March just to ask how much my deductible was.
Mm-hmm.
Because my thought process was, okay, I might not die of COVID because I'm younger and healthier, but I might die from the expenses, the medical expenses when I get out of the hospital. Because I've heard of some friends who are in New York and Connecticut, and they would say the oxygen alone was 7,000, 8,000, and I'm like, what? I was like, oh my God, who has $8,000, $7,000 laying cash, right?
That's
So
true.
that was my major concern in March when this first hit, and I did not know that living benefits existed. So I was looking at my life insurance that I had, but most life insurance it talks about death and a little bit of cash benefits. So I was calling my financial advisors and whatnot. Hey, what will happen? And my mom's like, take out all your money, take your money out from the bank, put it under your pillows. I'm like, Mom, this is America. COVID's never gonna hit. And when it did, that's when I think I realized that I have to be more prepared than where I was. So I was very thankful that this was shared to me. Ray Bedelia from Florida, hi. He was the one who was brave enough to share this to me because I think that gave me a little bit of peace of mind. The peace of mind that, hey, anything happens, I can protect myself, I can protect my baby, because you can also get one for your baby. So I know that, down the road, if you're not asking for it, but just in case I have some savings, because it is a form of forced savings. I am already a believer of life insurance, anyways, but I didn't know there was something out there that you can accelerate the benefit if you get any of those 13 major diagnoses. So for me, that was just a little bit of peace of mind because I come from a country, my mom's idea of life insurance and peace of mind is this. Oh, just in case I die, I can leave this to you guys. But when a person is dead, how can you enjoy the money that you got from when they're dead? This one, this is what I was asking for from God. I said, Mom, I want to be able to spend time with you when you're sick, but if I'm also working, I cannot hold your hand there in the nursing home. You know how my mom said, "Oh, don't worry, just put me in the banig and throw me in the river." I'm like, Mom, this is not Game of Thrones. We're not like, shh, and just shot you in the river and fire. So we have to
Your
make a
mom is
plan.
good.
Yes, she is. That's my mom's plan when, we were talking about nursing homes. I'm 55. Mom, I have patients who are 40s and whatnot. And their whole family, when a breadwinner is in the hospital, that, Mike. It it shakes the family. So
Mhm.
that's why I am here wanting to share this, because really I understand very much so how
Yep.
financial is out there, and I know healthcare is at the very top of what shakes a family's foundation. So I am saying this to everybody, because not everybody is not everybody has heard of living benefits the way I have heard it. So that
Yep.
is my passion right now.
That is so true. That is so true. Well, thank you very much for sharing. Again, if you're watching live, please comment live. Watching on the replay, please comment replay. Would like to give a special shout out to Bridget's Bridget Mitch's mom, Miss Bridget Olano. First of all, she is very proud of her daughter, and second, she talked about, Mitch mentioned about the, this is my form of life insurance. I like what her mom said, or what Mitch said, that the life insurance is not about, it's not about your kids. A lot of people, especially in the Philippines, their life insurance is their kids. Right? I gotta make more kids because this is my life insurance. No. Yes, your kids will take care of you, but it is not their responsibility. Same thing with the parents. Yes, you take care and bring out the best in them. You take care of them, but it's not the your responsibility, because when you get married, when you get kids, your primary responsibility is your actual immediate family. How can you take care of yourself? You know, if you cannot take, how can you take care of somebody else if you cannot even take care of yourself? You got to take care of yourself first, ladies and gentlemen. Just like when you are actually in a plane, when you ride a plane, I don't know if you remember, when was the last time I rode a plane? It's been a while, but two years ago. Yeah, I think 2 years ago when I went to California, checked out my dad. But when you ride a plane, first thing that the lady will tell you is to help yourself first. Put your oxygen on before you could help your kid or your baby. Why? Because you have to help yourself first. You cannot give, ladies and gentlemen, what you do not have. I cannot give this cup of water or this mug of water to you if I don't have a cup of water myself. I cannot give you money. I cannot give money to my kids if I don't have money myself. I cannot I can It's called caregiving, right? I cannot give care to somebody else if I don't take care of myself. Now, if this cup here is overflowing with water, guess what? I can give water to somebody else. Same thing with the living benefits, ladies and gentlemen. You gotta learn how to take care of yourself first, and that way you can take care of somebody else. You can take care of your kids, your spouse, and they can live a comfortable life. We're not asking to be like a extravagant life. This is just being comfortable. Before I keep on going, I see somebody commenting here. Mitch, I think this is one of your friends, Maria Cecilia L. Andales is said, I can see your big heart,
Yes.
Mitch. She is very proud of you. Thank you very much, Maria, for watching.
Thank you,
So you know
Cece.
her?
Yes, she is actually my accountability
There you
partner.
go. Accountability. We need an accountability partner, ladies and gentlemen. Yolanda, thank you very much for watching. Appreciate you, sister. We got to connect. And Angie, do you know Angie? But Angie is saying here is the living benefits, life insurance, a person doesn't have to die to
Yes.
use. Oh, how I hope, right? It pays for
Yes.
non-medical expenses in the event of chronic, critical, terminal illness, and critical injury. It can also provide tax-free retirement income. That is so amazing, amazing, amazing.
Yes,
Again,
yes,
this is
yes,
our
Angie.
this is our website, ladies and gentlemen. Just to let you know, if you want to learn more about different alternative careers, check out our website, alternativehealthcarecareers.com. Check it out, alternativehealthcarecareers.com. And I think Philip Garcia is watching live. Thank you very much, brother Philip. And then Nina Punsalan, somebody here saying live here. So thank you very much for watching live. And speaking of watching live, please watch this real quick.
A new rehab device is changing lives in physical therapy and possibly impacting those with debilitating diseases.
They said I was never going to run, and I'm running.
The last physical therapist I went to told me not to come back because there wasn't anything they could do for me. I didn't have much hope, but the first day they put the new gate on me, I immediately felt my leg again.
It actually wasn't a new gate when I saw the device. I saw it on Facebook, actually, as a training device for runners. No one had ever used it for therapy before. And to be able to just take this thing that was kind of unheard of, put it on and go from walking down the hallway with 2 canes to walking without a cane and looking so much more confident almost immediately. That's kind of a highlight day for a therapist.
They said I was never going to run, and I'm running.
An invention geared towards athletes has inspired a new tool for physical therapy throughout the UP.
TV6's Nicole Buckman has more on the life-changing new gait device.
Improving therapy outcomes and restoring hope to patients. The NewGate is a patented wearable harness system comprised of shoulder straps, a waist belt, and limb straps, all interconnected by strategically placed elastic bands.
There was a point where I just wanted to stop and give up. The new gate kind of gave me that hope again.
A patient introduced me to the new gate. To me, it clicked right away that it would make sense, and I've been using it with patients on a regular basis ever since.
We're a team who cares in a way that is maybe unique for this day that we live in. And there's something within me that is really fulfilled by working on this project and watching what it can do.
All right, welcome back to Alternative Healthcare Career Show. That is actually the new gate. You got to check it out, ladies and gentlemen, the new gate, because there's a 30-day free trial on that. So you got to check it out. It's actually life-changing. I don't have the product myself. I think I need to sign up, but I've seen it. I've interviewed the actual owner, the CEO, and their team. They're actually very awesome and very supportive. You check it out, ladies and gentlemen, because it is an amazing product out there. And we're here to actually find your alternative healthcare career. And that product there could be your own specific device that can differentiate you from other clinics, because you need that. You need to find that differentiating factor. You just cannot be just a regular therapist when you're opening up your own clinic. You need to find a specific niche. You know, just like me, my niche is Alzheimer's and dementia. Guess what? Do I get some hip replacement, knee replacement, patient shoulder replacement? Yes, I get those. But you have to find that specific niche. So if you want to be the gait, the gait trainer person, whatever, you're a PT, reach out to the newgate.com and then just talk to them and get that 30-day trial. All right. So tonight we still have our guest, Mitch Romero, Mithushielah. Oh, gosh, it's so hard to say Mitch. Bringing back here, Mitch. Welcome back. Thank you very much for coming over again in our show. I just would like to give a special shout out to one of your friends here. It says Alan Mercado. Alan Mercado said, "I am so proud of you, Mitch. You've grown so much in the business in just a short period of time." So how tall have you grown?
Sir Alan.
I said, how tall have you grown?
Well, I think because I want to comment on that actually, because that's the second part of actually what I want to share. Yes, I am a living benefits specialist. Yes, I am also a physical therapist. But actually, the journey the journey that I've been in the last, I would say, 40 years, because it is 40 years now of my life.
You don't even like you were born 40 years ago, sister.
Thank you. But
maybe 39.
Yes. So, but the journey really started 2 years ago, probably even 4 years ago, when my entrepreneurial mind first got open. Because as you can see, I was very ambitious with the Master's in Business Administration, Master's in Healthcare Administration, and I was trying to form myself with a company, but I couldn't grow anymore in those companies, and it's not their fault. Sometimes you have to realize you're right. Some people have to be fired out of their jobs before they figured out what they wanted to do. And some people, like me, COVID happened. You know,
Why are
when
you looking
COVID
at me when you said fired? I'm such a
well,
fireable person. Oh
I,
gosh.
you know, sometimes those things happen so that you can look inside yourself. So when COVID happened, I think that was a big eye-opening fact for me that I need to figure out what I want to do with my life. And part of the change in me was also actually my sister, and who happens also to be my business and mentor coach here as well. She actually helped me in this journey from the very beginning because I was torn. I was one of those people, should I stay in physical therapy because I was already making, good money here and there's a lot of potential. I was being offered director of position here and there, but I know I was already getting burned out. I wasn't, maximizing the potential and the talent that I have in me. And then on the other hand, there's this living benefits that's very scary for me and very new, but I know that I can actually build on it because this was the one thing that I have been wanting and asking for. Like, what else can I do out there? So that was for a lot of people who are trying to transition and figuring out what they want to do. That's one of the things that I needed to figure out, deep inside me, who I am. So I want a shout out to my great mentor, Hermie Bacchus and Willie Cabalan. I have to say that out loud because those few people have really, really helped me in the last 5 months to figure out what I want to do. Because it is not easy, Mike. What you're doing, when I've met you three years ago, that's not easy to do, to break out of your shell. This is me breaking out of my shell too. And that's what I want to actually showcase to everybody. Because in the last 5 years, when you've been down and when you have failed in life, sometimes you think this is good enough. This is it. Maybe this is all I have to do. Just be a mom, just be a worker my whole life. But I want to tell everybody that there is something else out there. We're not all meant to become living benefit specialists. We're not all meant to become masters in business administration. Whatever that might be that you want to do, I know a lot of people out there who are in the healthcare field, especially. And this is to all of you guys. I hope it will serve as an inspiration because I know you are also burned out. I hear it all the time. And I know a lot of my friends out there are afraid to do what they are supposed to do. It is scary, but I'm actually looking for 5 people, just 5 people, to join me in this crusade in the next 3 months. And let's see where we will be. Remember when you are 18, 19, 20, and you have that impossible dream of going to the United States? Do you remember those guys? How many of us are here in the United States? And we were in a very small town. Who would have thought that we can all be here in the United States living our dreams 20 years ago? Why are we afraid of doing what we were dreaming before? We can still do that. So I am taking a stand right now. Like most of you who are afraid, I want to take a stand. So who else out there wants to change their life? We have the platform here in Premier Financial Alliance, and I have a very good product. You're not going to be embarrassed to share it to your friends and family because this is not just about beauty. This is not just about health. This is about peace of mind to your friends and family. So why would you be afraid? So I encourage everybody to help me share the dream in the crusade. So I guess that's my whole spiel. I am encouraging friends and family to join me. Just 5 of you, whoever it is. I know there will someone that will show up.
That is so powerful. Just like a Miss Universe answer there, sister. Oh gosh. Well, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just following. I'm just writing stuff. It's so inspiring to see other people actually doing this. I don't know if you're still watching, please comment live. If you're watching live, if you're watching on replay, please comment replay. I just would like to highlight what Mitch was talking about. She talked about the comfort zone. You got to learn how to get out of your comfort zone. It's like me. My comfort zone was, therapy world. Well, guess what? I had to get out of my comfort zone and talk to different nursing association, talk to the hospital association, talk to different assisted living facilities. You got to get out of your comfort zone. And Mitch's comfort zone was, therapy field. Well, guess what? She's out of there now. Another thing, she said she had a sister that will actually push her and introduce her to this and to achieve her next highest functional potential, whatever you call that, the maximum potential, right? You got to find the friend. You got to find the mentor, ladies and gentlemen, that will actually guide you and push you to your next level. Mentor, one-on-one. In order for you to be a good leader, you got to be a good follower, ladies and gentlemen. How can you be a good leader of a company if you don't even know how to follow your current leader right now? Learn how to follow. It says in the Bible, says here, the Bible says, you're following that leader not because they're doing it right. You're following the leader because you want to learn from it. You want to learn from it. The other thing that she said about this, I wrote things down. Try scary things. Try scary things. I'm not saying you go to a roller coaster ride and ride the roller coaster, Halloween, whatever, but try something scary every day. That's how you get out of that comfort zone. There's this, since we're talking about the Bible or whatever, there's a story in the Bible. There's this person, he was in the boat and he wanted to get out of the water. He wanted to walk on water. Because that's his next level, right? His next level is to walk on water, right? Imagine that. Oh, I want to walk on water like you, Jesus Christ. You know what he did? He got out of his comfort zone. He stepped out of that boat, and guess what? He started walking on water too. I'm not saying we're going to walk on water, but what I'm saying is that the lesson there is you have to do scary things. Another thing that Mitch said, you got to get out of that shell. You got to get out of that shell. When you don't get out and break out that shell, there's what we call bulok in the Philippines. What do you call that? It's spoiled. If you don't get out of that shell, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to be spoiled inside that shell. When you're spoiling that inside that shell, that's going to be smelly, right? You don't want the smelly egg, right? In order for you to be able to reach and get out of that potential, you got to break out that shell. There's going to be pressure. But you have to push through. And I like what the last thing that Mitch said. Not all are meant to be like what she is. Not all are meant to be a physical therapist. Not all are meant to be business owners like me. Not all can be living benefit specialists. But there can only be you. There can only be you. And only you can do what you're supposed to do, ladies and gentlemen. So there's a special talent in you. Nobody can do Mike Chuo except for me only, right? Nobody can do Mitch Romero except for her. So if you're watching right now and you feel like I cannot do what Mike's doing, I cannot do what Mitch is doing, well, guess what? Really, you cannot do what I'm doing because only me can do this. But guess what? Only you can reach your full potential if you get out of that comfort zone, if you get out of that shell like what Mitch was talking about. Only you can do it, ladies and gentlemen. Guess what? If you reach your full potential, you're going to do better than me. You're going to do better than Mitch. You're going to do better than anybody else because you have reached your full maximum potential. All right, before I keep on going and start preaching, I would like to share a special shout out to Angie. Angie said, Mitch, go ahead and read that, Mitch. Can you read that for me? Because I'm running out of English.
Sure. Angie. Hi, Angie. Thank you for Dr. Mike for providing the opportunity for me to share tonight and offering another way for PT to help people through financial service. Thank you for sharing your exciting career transformation from healthcare service to financial service. Yeah, I always joke with my mentors. I told them I did not realize that I will find healthcare also in the financial world, because what we do offer here, because I've seen, I've been in the trenches, even though I've been a director of rehab for 7 years of those 15 years. What I've seen in the trenches really will break your heart. When people are unable to provide for their loved ones because of the financial, let's be honest, money is money. It's not everything, but when you have money, it will cover the suffering. It will allow people to connect better. But when there's not even a little bit of financial, it's very hard for a family, So, and when I saw this, I said, this is what we need to do. And people think, I have all the time in the world to save. They all think I always have time. But, I just want to share one story. I remembered I was in Lebanon, Indiana. I think this was 12 years ago. The family has been saving, they were retiring, about to retire, 65, 64, the lady. They bought themselves an RV, and they were waiting for the time for them to go just traveling. Finally, they're retiring, their money saved and everything. The lady had a stroke. I met them. It's so heartbreaking because they're not going to be able to use the RV. That lady's not going to be able to stand up or walk. The husband's not going to be able to push her in a wheelchair. How are they going to go up and down the RV? And as a very young therapist, I saw how those dreams are being shattered. You save your whole life to be able to go there. And another story I have, like I was in Connecticut, and this is close to my
Can you
heart
say that
because
again? Connecticut.
oh, Connecticut. They say it Connecticut. My car keys. That's in Massachusetts,
How you
cockies. I'm
say it?
like,
The
what?
cockies.
Cockies?
Is that
I
a
was like,
pants?
oh, I thought it was a pants, color of the pants, cockies. I'm like, okay. When I first got here, it was like the pocketbook. I'm like, what pocketbook? So I was looking for a book, but it was a purse. So I felt so dumb when I first got here. So I start understanding every region has their different nuances. But anyways, where was I? Oh, the one in Connecticut. A coworker of mine and the husband, who was very young, actually had the quads were torn, and the guy was very robust. Out of nowhere they would have an accident and all those things. I've met a 30-year-old executive in New York City. He needed to go back to his work on Monday. I was like, you can't. You're still in a cast. You're non-weight bearing on your left leg. How are you going to go up 9 floors? But I understand, if you're paying $5,000, $6,000 of rent, you cannot be absent for 2 days. You're going to be fired from your Wall Street job. So what if you have this living benefits, as your plan B? These people have money already. So what if you save a little bit for the rainy day? So that's one of the things that I want to tell to people there. There is a product such as that out there. And that's my number one priority right now, to protect the families, to protect everyone out there. So if something does happen, you don't have to hurry back to work. You can relax. You can breathe. We have a joke here now with my mentors. Sometimes people would joke about it, but recently a lady was diagnosed with cancer, and she got $1 million check because that's what her policy was for. And now people are like, my God, when will I have cancer? It's like they won the lottery for $1 million. Imagine you are sick and you were diagnosed and you get $1 million check. Okay, imagine if you get a check for 50,000, what will that do for you? That will allow you to get alternative treatment. What if I don't want to do chemotherapy? What if I have 50,000 that I can, get from my living benefits? So those are the things that I want to share. Sometimes it's not about the $1 million. Sometimes it's just, 50,000, 60,000 in check. The little things that um, National Life Group can do. They do what they promise. They've been around for 172 years, even before most of us have been alive. I did not even know they exist. So when I found out that there's a company out there that do what they promise, I said, that's the one thing my dad told me. Be careful what you who put your name out there, because a lot of life insurance out there, as soon as they sell you the policy, they're gone, never to be seen or heard again, right? A lot of us have been there. The moment you're claiming for your car insurance, for your renter's insurance, even for your cell phone insurance, I'm having a hard time. It's like, I'm not going to put in insurance in my cell phone again. The moment I do that, the moment they get the sale, they're gone and done. So that's one of the things that I'm proud about when I saw this company. They're not just about the sale, they're actually about what they promise to their clients. So I'm very proud to be part of this group of people, group of company.
Well, you mentioned about insurances. I know that's what you're selling, but
Yes.
we put insurances in our phone, we put
Yes.
insurances in our car, we put insurances
Yes.
in our house. But the biggest investment that we have is ourselves, and we can even put insurances in ourselves. So
Yes.
before I keep on going, I just would like to highlight, I think this is one of your mentor, Mitch, Ray Badilla. Super proud of you, Mitch. You continue to be a blessing to many people. Thank you very much, Mr. Ray. Appreciate you for commenting there. I think he is there at the Facebook or whatever you call that, YouTube. And he said, you nailed it, Mitch. So I guess you are hitting the nail on the head.
He's the one who shared it with me, and every day I'm very thankful for him, because I told him, Ray, please make sure I have that before I go back to work. Because I really went to a panic for 3 days when I got pulled out from because of COVID. Sorry to cut you off, Mike. I really
Yeah.
was. So when he introduced it to me, it's like, I want that. I need that before I go back to work.
Yeah,
I
send me
didn't
that
want to go back
information,
to
Mitch.
work. Yes. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah, send me an information in that way. I'm also, I think I have one, but send me, the more the merrier. All right. Well, again,
Yes.
before we keep on going, the more the merrier. We will be back in a quick second.
HelloNote is a truly therapist-friendly practice management solution with integrated EMR that will enhance workflow, efficiency, and patient care. HelloNote reduces error and allows you to spend more time with your patients. It comes integrated with billing. Claims are generated once a note is completed. You can bill with one click and a patient portal, which streamlines the patient intake process. Beautifully engineered and cloud-based for easy accessibility, the software works on all platforms. You can access patient records from anywhere. We also offer 24/7 support. HelloNote is the practice management solution that you're looking for.
All right, welcome back to Alternative Healthcare Career Show. Again, that's Hello Note. That is actually what the EMR that I use today. We've got Mitch Romero. She's actually a living benefit specialist, actually a physical therapist slash MBA slash MSA slash whatever, ABCDEFGHIJK. We are bringing her back for the last question, the fire
Sure.
round, Mitch. Our last question, Mitch, is I know you're not ready for this, but what is your biggest failure in life and how did you turn it around? What is your biggest failure and how did you turn it around, sister?
Oh my God, that's that's a very good question because I think a lot of people see me now and they say, Mitch, why, how come and why are you so good at what you do? But in reality, my mom can tell you because she's the one that I put through the ringer. I ran away when I think I was 10. I ran away when I was 15. I ran away when I was 18. So I was one of those wild child. When I graduated high school, I can hear my mom clapping in the background so loudly. I wasn't even an honor student. I just graduated. But I know I was at risk for not passing, the high school. And then when I graduated in college, even before then, I almost failed physical therapy a couple times. But my mom said, if you don't finish that, I'm not gonna help you finish anything else. Little did I know that was a lie. So I've actually failed my physical therapy test a couple times. I had to take it twice in the Philippines. I had to take it twice here in the States. So what people see out there, they think, oh my God, you're a physical therapist. But that those failures happen. You know why? Because I had to be very professional first when I first got here. I was very young when I first started here. See, if I passed the test quickly, I would just write my name everywhere. I would not even understand what medical necessity means. I would just take it for granted that I have a responsibility to the community, that I have a responsibility to every patient that I would see, that, hey, whatever I am telling them, this is first, do no harm. Number two, whether there's a pressure from the corporation or a pressure from the insurance, I would stand behind my decision, whether they're not happy with me, that what I'm telling them is true or not. So those failures allow me to stand ground, do the best that I can, even though it's not a popular vote, even though that decision is not popular. So a lot of times in life, I think, especially I think in my life in the past, I did not realize that those failures, just the simple ones, even the failing from the tests, um, failing in love life, those times I thought I was going to die already. But those were just, preparations for the real deal. So now I'm a single mom as well. So even though I felt like at first, I was a failure as a mom, people would tell me, Mitch, why are you so good at being a mom? You don't see the day to day when I'm almost screaming at my daughter, come on, hurry up, we're going to be late. But I try to be present with her. And I think out of the many titles that I have, being a mom is the best title I've gotten. So it's something that's very close to me because I know I will never be able to repay my mom even if I lived another 1,000 years. But having Mila, I know she knows that Mom, I am doing this for you, really. You guys are, the reason why I am out here today doing what I am doing, because I don't want us to become old and to say I have not done what I want to do with my life. So thank you so much, Mike. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank
Oh,
you.
it's my pleasure for having you here. But that's the same question I ask every week, ladies and gentlemen. If you are not listening, you got to listen to that, ladies and gentlemen. People who are really successful in life, I mean, we all have different successes in life, whether it's in family, in business, in relationship. We all have different levels of successes. But here's the thing, we all have different failures too. Those failures in life, those are just events, ladies and gentlemen. Those are just events. And those are the events that Mitch has had encountered. And guess what? She turned it around. So when you have failures in life, ladies and gentlemen, don't treat it as a big failure. Treat it as a stepping stone. So you will encounter some stumbling blocks along the way, and you will drop, you will fall. Guess what? Treat those as your stepping stone. When you encounter some setbacks, treat this as a step up for your next success. It doesn't matter how many times you failed or fallen or got sick or failed the exam like Mitch and me. I've failed a lot of exams. I've been rejected again and again and again. But it doesn't matter, ladies and gentlemen. If you keep focusing on your goal, keep focusing on your destination, well, guess what? You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. Mitch, thank you very much for joining us tonight. I really appreciate you.
Thank you so
Again,
much.
keep doing what you're doing. Don't stop. Keep pushing forward. Any last parting wisdom for our audience, Mitch?
Yes. To everybody out there, my friends and my family that has supported me through the years, and I know I have special friends out there that has been helping me. I would like to extend my full gratitude to everybody for being there, even though I know sometimes you're not there physically. Your special notes for me is thankful, and I would like to thank my sister Madeline. She really is the wind beneath my wings right now. So Madeline, thank you so much. You are my guru. You are my mentor. Thank you.
Oh, wow. Thank you very much, Madeline. Is that how you say it? Again, thank you very much, Mitch, for coming over. Appreciate you for inspiring our group, Alternative Healthcare Career Group. And again, I don't know if you noticed, she was repeating the word mentor again and again and again. You know what? Because that's what we teach, the mentor method. MENTOR, ladies and gentlemen, the mentor method. Letter M is meet a need. Meet a need. Meet somebody. Meet the problem. Find the problem, ladies and gentlemen. And then you do the next letter is letter E. You educate. You educate them by creating a show. You educate them by giving information. You educate them by giving them books or whatever. That's letter E. What's the next letter is letter N. You network with people who are actually doing what you're actually wanting to do. Letter N, network. And what's the next letter? Letter T is team. You have to find a team of people that is actually going to believe in you. 5, 4, 3, whatever, 2, 1, 10 people who are actually going to believe in you. I cannot function myself. I cannot even operate my thing right now, my clinic or whatever practice, if I don't have a team. You got to find a team, ladies and gentlemen. Letter O, you have to have one-on-one coaching. If you don't have a coach right now, you're going to have a hard time moving forward to this journey called life. You cannot be a good leader if you're not a good follower. You have to have a one-on-one coach. It doesn't have to be me. It doesn't have to be Mitch. Like what Mitch said earlier, no, not all people are made to be a therapist. Not all people are made to be entrepreneurs. Not all people are made to be living benefit specialists. But only you can do this. And only your coach can actually guide you to be the real you. You find a coach, ladies and gentlemen. And last but not least, letter R. You have to learn how to repeat this again and again and again. Again, before I keep on going, I have to show this again, all right?
A new rehab device is changing lives in physical therapy and possibly impacting those with debilitating diseases.
They said I was never going to run, and I'm running.
The last physical therapist I went to told me not to come back because there wasn't anything they could do for me. I didn't have much hope, but the first day they put the new gate on me, I immediately felt my leg again.
It actually wasn't a new gait when I saw the device. I saw it on Facebook, actually, as a training device for runners. No one had ever used it for therapy before. And to be able to just take this thing that was kind of unheard of, put it on, and go from walking down the hallway with 2 canes to walking without a cane and looking so much more confident almost immediately. That's kind of a highlight day for a therapist.
They said I was never going to run, and I'm running.
An invention geared towards athletes has inspired a new tool for physical therapy throughout the UP.
TV6's Nicole Buckman has more on the life-changing new gait device.
Improving therapy outcomes and restoring hope to patients. The new gait is a patented wearable harness system comprised of shoulder straps, a waist belt, and limb straps, all interconnected by strategically placed elastic bands.
There was a point where I just wanted to stop and give up. The new gait kind of gave me that hope again.
A patient introduced me to the new gait. To me, it clicked right away that it would make sense, and I've been using it with patients on a regular basis ever since.
We're a team who cares in a way that is maybe unique for this day that we live in. And there's something within me that is really fulfilled by working on this project and watching what it can do.
All right. Again, welcome back. That was the new gate, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much again, Mitch Romero, our special guest for tonight. We appreciate you, Mitch, and for all those people who joined us today. Again, thank you very much. We appreciate you. And before I let you go, always remember the word FAST. F-A-S-T, letter F. Facebook. Find friends that will push you to your next level because you are the average of the 5 people you hang out with. Who are you hang out with? Are you hang out with those people who are complaining in life? Guess what? You're going to start complaining too. Hang out with those people who have COVID. Guess what? You're going to have COVID one day, right? Go to a barbershop. Hang out in a barbershop. Guess what? You're going to have your haircut soon. Find people. Be selective with those people you hang out with. Choose, just like what Mitch said. She has to choose carefully on what company that she's going to work for or promote for or whatever. You gotta be careful with the friends that you choose. Letter F. Next letter is letter A on the word fast. Letter A, you gotta learn how to take action. All this stuff that we're doing is not gonna do me good. It's not gonna do you good if you don't take action on it. Take action, guys. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. 80% is good enough, ladies and gentlemen. 80%. It doesn't have to be perfect. Stop being a perfectionist, ladies and gentlemen. It's not going to do you good. Only my wife is the perfect person here in the world. No, of course not. I love her. Letter S is shoot for the moon. Because why? If you're going to miss it, you're going to be landing with the stars today. I kept on shooting for the moon. I missed it. Guess what? I landed with a star named Mitch Romero. That's a star here, ladies and gentlemen. You got to look and find for the star. Last but not the least, letter T on the word timeout. Letter T is teach it. Why? Because when you hear it, you forget. When you see it, you remember. But when you're actually teaching it, that's what Mitch is doing. She's teaching people how to be a, whatever you call that, living benefit specialist. Teach it. Why? Because when you hear it, you forget. When you see it, you remember. But when you're actually teaching it, you're actually going to understand it more. Again, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you. You have a good evening. Thank you very much, Mitch. I appreciate you. We will see you again next week. Tuesday, every Tuesday and Thursday, 8:30 p.m. And I will see you when I see you. Alternative Healthcare Career Group.